You know, it's off the grid, and there's a giant levee that separates it from the civilized world, and the people that are still living there are living completely self-sufficiently. You know, they pull their food out of the water, they build everything out of scraps and twine and thread, and live completely independently, and live in this way that, you know, it's like a perpetual feast. It's like there's abundances of food and celebration, and it's this joyous, wild place that refuses to be tamed by the civilized world.
The whole universe depends on everything fitting together just right.
At the center of this film is a young girl, Hushpuppi. This picture is her story.
The storm's coming! The storm's coming!
Y'all better learn how to survive.
The bathtub is under siege, a way of life is under threat. There's a storm and rising floodwaters, and Uruk's mighty, mythical, beast-like figures are on their way.
I'm your daddy, and it's my job to take care of you, okay?
Hushpuppi's father, with whom she's very close, is dying. It may sound bleak, but it's not a downer.
It's about how to survive losing the things that made you. You know, it's about a little girl that's losing her father and a community that's losing its place, and how, you know, those two things sort of kind of fight back and triumph over despair with like hope and celebration and wildness, and this kind of spirit that refuses to be crushed by the tragic events that are happening to them. And action!
What's remarkable about the picture are the performances, particularly that from Quvenzhané Wallis, who was 6 years old when the film was shot. She clearly admires Hushpuppi.
She's a big and fearless little girl who's always showing her muscles and being with her father.
How concerned were you when you started working on this film about whether or not you'd be able to do it? Because it's a very big role. You're almost in every frame in the film, aren't you?
Yes, it was just something that I wanted to try. Little kid normally doesn't get an audition, so it was something that I had to try.
There's a huge levee that runs like all the way.
Non-professionals populate the cast. The director was persistent.
The character of Hushpuppi, we looked at over 4,000 kids to try to find that role over the course of about 8 months. No one in the film ever had any acting experience before. The guy who plays her father, Dwight Henry, was actually working, he owns a bakery that was across the street from our casting office, and we would go in and get donuts from him every morning, and then, you know, he ended up playing that role.
The father and daughter relationship is deep, but doesn't follow convention. It's not all sweetness and light. Basically, he is passing on skills so she can cope when he goes.
But as the film go on, she gets stronger and stronger, and she get wiser and wiser as I'm teaching her how to do all of these different things that she needs to know how to survive in such a dangerous region.
This is the director's first full-length feature. His film is beautifully shot. It's a picture to keep your eye on. It's a truly original story and very accomplished filmmaking. It's bound to figure prominently with the advent of award season at the end of the year.
Once there was a Hushpuppi, and she lived with her daddy in the bathtub.
Coming up in Talking Movies, Tyler Perry has been described as a movie-making machine, but not everyone likes his on-screen portrayals.
Citi turns 200 this